What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Naturally, I pledged to back them up as much as possible, even if things hit rock bottom and we had to start from scratch. This kind of groundwork was crucial for making the most of our limited resources.
I get it. Our leader has not left us hanging.
But, having only around 50 slots for the magic transfer circle is not exactly comforting.
Yet, usually it's up to us to defend our nation. And thanks to your thoughtfulness, I couldn't ask for anything more.
His words were more for the ministers itching to gripe than me. I get their silent grumbles, wanting our help, not wanting to lose their people, wanting more muscle sent their way. But truth is, we're stretched thin too. Guess they got that, hence the reluctant nod of agreement. All in all, wrapped up our business with Farmenas without a hitch. Following that, I toured various spots with Yam as my guide. The highlight was checking out the construction site where they were putting up some crucial facilities. Farmenas, being the original royal capital of Farmenas, had a posh noble town at its core, within the city walls. As you moved towards the outskirts, the population got less affluent, and the common folk were pushed beyond the city walls. They were reshaping the land to spruce things up, but in doing so, they were digging up the streets in the city center and setting up underground passages. The plan was to have the subway run from the station building right next to the royal capital.
Quite the bold move.
Mule Lan is a marvel. She used her magic to scope out the ground's strength and devised a plan.
Magic really is a game changer. Geological surveys can get super complicated, but for a skilled wizard, it's a cakewalk. They can easily pinpoint things like underground water veins, cavities, ground stability, you name it. And if they're good enough, they can even tweak the soil. Soil-based magic can alter the properties of different types of ground, be it soil, sand, soft rock, or hard rock. Hail to magic. No wonder science and tech haven't quite taken off. On the flip side, it's the tech-focused empires and the outcast vampires who are the odd ones out in this world. But we shouldn't scoff at them. They're the ones making some pretty nifty discoveries.
That's a notion I never would have thought of. I figured shield engineering was a lost cause here, but magic sure lends a hand.
Well, I'm clueless about this shield thing, but sounds like you're not at a loss.
It's a method to bolster underground digs to prevent surface collapse. Takes a heap of machinery, but a skilled mage could pull it off, or maybe even outdo it.
I once mentioned how cool it'd be if we could run underground trains. Hats off to Mule Lan for remembering and making it happen. I heard Raisin pitched in too, making it a truly otherworldly construction method. Cost-wise, this approach is definitely a lot more budget-friendly. It's not about winning or losing. I believe that by integrating technology into magic, we could initiate a significant transformation.
I'm currently halting construction and converting the underpass into an evacuation center. We've magically reinforced the ceiling to withstand substantial magical explosions within the city.
The shelter should hold up well against significant destruction. With adequate water and food supplies stocked, people could remain there for an extended period.
They're managing water through magic, so we're focusing on storing food only. I've dug additional sleeping spaces and a sizable hole for waste disposal beneath the room with the door, acting as an outhouse.
The room we entered turned out to be a restroom complex, accommodating up to 100 people simultaneously. The toilets were Western style and sunken into the ground.
But won't it smell bad underground?
Do you think so? There are materials beneath the toilets that help neutralize odors.
Ah, like a bio-toilet? I'm not too familiar, but don't activated microorganisms break down waste into water and carbon dioxide, which then evaporates?
That's essentially accurate. I've verified that the system is functioning properly, so there shouldn't be any issues with unpleasant smells.
That's reassuring. I heard there are around 5 toilets, enough to handle an extended siege. Knowing there's an escape plan, we could assign specialists to set up defensive barriers and prepare for a prolonged conflict. They were well prepared with an underground passage leading from the royal castle's basement. I was impressed and relieved by the technological prowess of this world.
We've deployed city defense barriers and conducted evacuation drills. If an enemy appears, we can evacuate promptly.
That's why the ministers aren't making unreasonable demands.
Yeah, exactly. I won't tolerate pointless complaints. I told them to leave if they're just going to gripe.
Anyone can complain. What matters is constructive feedback. Yoon chuckled at my remark. Reflecting on our first encounter, he had matured significantly. It reminded me that we all grow when the situation demands it. Returning to the surface, I proceeded to the training grounds. There, I observed the strength of the newly trained knights of the kingdom of Farmenas, led by Grucius. Among them were 500 knights ranked B or higher and 3,000 ranked C or below. While the kingdom boasted over 40,000 knights from across its territories, it was more prudent to focus on security rather than massing troops at present.
Well, if a swarm of angels decided to swoop down, we'd be pretty much sitting ducks down here.
Yeah, I heard about anti-aircraft magic, but there aren't many folks skilled in it. Rommel figured it's wiser to fortify the city defenses with Legion magic.
Raisin-san backed that idea, so that's the plan we're sticking to. Essentially, the Night Order's job is to fend off any heavenly visitors trying to touch down.
That's how Yum and Grucius explained it to me. It was a relief to see they weren't itching for a fight with the celestial forces.
I was a bit concerned you might get a bit too gung-ho.
I'm more cautious than Phobio-sama. I know my limits, so I won't go charging in recklessly. Plus, with Raisin-san's training, I reckon I'm stronger now. And lately, it's like my strength just shot up. I aim to be a shield for everyone, one that even the leader wouldn't be ashamed of.
Grucius chimed in. He wasn't a coward, but rather possessed that vital quality for a leader, level-headedness. Grucius had a strategic mind, so I trusted he wouldn't miscalculate the odds. His talk of a sudden boost in strength caught my attention. Indeed, Grucius seemed to be brimming with magicules now, comparable to the previous Beastketeers, putting him in the Special A rank league. If you added his skill level to that, he must have become quite the powerhouse. It was undoubtedly the result of Carrion's awakening. Though he'd grown close to Yum like a brother, he still held Carrion in high regard. It showed the strong bond between Carrion and Grucius, his subordinate.
That's because of Carrion's awakening in evolution. It must have rubbed off on you.
Carrion-sama did that?
Yeah, so don't go squandering that power.
Of course, I won't.
Feels like a lecture, huh? Sorry if I'm overstepping.
Not at all. I appreciate the insight. And since His Majesty Rimuru is someone Carrion-sama approves of, I'm thankful.
Glad he didn't think I was butting in.
Hope so. By the way, is Raisin also training Grucius?
Raisin was Grucius's mentor. I vaguely remembered him being the ramen guy, but I guess he had some wizardry up his sleeve. How could Raisin match up to Grucius?
Oh, Raisin-san's a real all-rounder. His magic knowledge is on par with Mulan's.
Hey, don't talk about my wife like that.
Shut it, she'll be mine sooner or later.
Don't push it, you jerk.
Alright, enough of that. So?
Their bickering was getting old, so I nudged them to continue. To sum up Grucius's tale, when Raisin inhabited the Otherworlder's body, Shogo, he absorbed his power too. He didn't take the Otherworlder's skill level, but Raisin, having received some training, was top-notch with a blade and in magic. So, he was adept at both swordplay and spellcasting, which he passed on to Grucius.
At first, I was puzzled when he told me not to rely solely on my natural physical abilities.
Grucius chuckled.
Yeah, it's funny. Sare's got more muscle than Raisin, but he couldn't beat him in arm wrestling. When it comes to a real brawl, Raisin's got the upper hand. He made quite a name for himself as the Majin Raisin in the Western nations.
No wonder the Beastketeers were wary. But
Grucius cut himself off and glanced at me, then shook his head.
I get it, Grucius.
With that, Yum gave Grucius a reassuring pat on the shoulder and turned to me. While I was left wondering what was going on, they exchanged a look and sighed deeply.
Just saying, there's always someone tougher, boss.
yeah, Raisin-san looked like a novice in front of Gadradano. I was shocked.
Ah, so that's the deal. Diablo had also dismissed Raisin as insignificant, and there were plenty of folks like that around. Sure, Gadra was a powerhouse. No doubt about it, but I'd peg him more as mid-tier back home. He might have gone through some changes after joining Diablo's crew, but I doubt he's cracked the top ranks yet. Mulling over this, I wondered what Gadra was up to now.
So, where are Raisin and Gadra off to? Haven't seen them around lately.
I asked with a crooked grin.
They're training, non-stop. Showed up for the boss's meeting and talked strategy, but other than that, they've been in the ring.
Really?
For sure.
Grucius nodded, so it must be legit. I always thought Gadra was the thinker type, but I guess he's got a knack for a good brawl too. Maybe Diablo's rubbing off on him? Briefly entertained that thought before shaking it off.
Curious? I'll give you the grand tour.
Taking Yum up on his offer, I decided it was time to pay Gadra and the crew a visit. We rode for about an hour by carriage until we reached our destination, a simple hut, almost like a guest house, standing alone amidst endless wasteland. According to Yum, only 4 people inhabited this place. Unsurprisingly, the quartet included Raisin, the cream of the crop from the kingdom of Farmenas, along with Sare and Grigori, formerly part of the three martial sages and Gadra. It was quite an eclectic mix, and as we arrived, they all gathered to welcome us. Oddly enough, Gadra took the lead, acting as their spokesperson.
We're thrilled you've made the journey here.
At Gadra's cue, the other three bowed, not to Yum, but to me.
Hey, I'm here too, you know?
Your Majesty, while Sare and Grigori are guests of Farmenas, their allegiance lies not with you but with His Majesty Rimuru, under Gadra-sama's guidance.
Raisin explained.
I get it, you don't have to remind me every time.
Yum retorted, though their dynamic seemed more familiar than I expected. Raisin's true intentions remained a mystery, but his loyalty to Farmenas seemed genuine. Despite my earlier doubts, his demeanor suggested he cared for Yum in his own way. But aside from Gadra and Raisin, I couldn't recall being respected by Sare and Grigori.
Anyhow, why me?
I inquired, genuinely curious. Yum seemed equally puzzled, as if he hadn't considered it before. If they were looking to join my nation, I'd entertain the idea. Hinata hadn't shown any intent to hunt down Sare and the others as traitors.
There's a simple reason. Master Raisin enlightened us on our lack of experience, while Master Gadra showcased the greatness of His Majesty Rimuru. Their teachings left us awestruck, and we wished to pledge our loyalty to you from the bottom of our hearts.
Master?
That is right. Gadra-sama's might was remarkable, but rumors say he is no match for His Majesty Rimuru. And even beyond that, I've heard His Majesty commands a legion of formidable individuals, surpassing even Gadra-sama's prowess, and we are eager to test ourselves.
Before Grigori could finish, Ranga bounded out from behind me.
Well said, Grigori. I've been itching for a challenge. Care to test your mettle against me?
That old guy from before.
Huh?
No. Ranga don't know, right?
Grigori trembled, recalling his past encounter with Ranga. Had it left him traumatized? No, surely not.
In that case, why don't you let Ranga handle him?
Huh?
My lord, it would be my honor.
Ranga chimed in.
No, I.
Come on, Grigori. Let's step aside and spare our lords from any disturbances.
Wait! Hold on.
Ranga scooped up Grigori in his jaws and bounded off gleefully. I couldn't see Grigori's expression, but I imagined he was thrilled. I bid them farewell with a warm smile, joined by everyone present.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jared Bressler, Chad Vota, Nate, Havox, Speed Saber, Curtis Loban, Judah Herrera, Just a Guy, Miss L.W. Hernandez, Jason Martin, Zach Rossan, Jerry Sladek, Ray Perez, Donald Williams, Moab A, Day of Light, John M, Godman Gaming, Markithian Tidwell, Adrian, Kumo, Sanketh Chelu, T. Bush, John L, Edgar Fuentes, JV, Thomas, J, Christ, Joshua Cousins, Vethelny, Lunel Scarlett, Khalid, Christian Deshazer, Cal Robs, Panda Cats, DeAndre Nance, Monty Boy 98, D-Man, Ruben, Yuki Iki, Gray, Kamal Ebanks, Chris Jr., Isaac, Koala King 93, Paul DeGrassi, Little 95, Quilly Buckner, Zephyras, Alver, Normal Defate, L, Gary Miles, Dragon Spawn 666, J Rule, Liron Sangkap, Lucas Gay, Jason Martin, Echo Ski, Foolish Prophets, Ethan Madison, Sky T, Diego Ginoza, Andre Hamilton, Guy Endsley, Simon Road, Emperor WSA, Mika Espinosa, George Hage, Gobi Lin, Pratik Bandari, Arod Dare, Faiz Mansour, Jackson Early, Smexy, Carl Stephen Bernadel, Gareth Hashimoto, Steven Madison, Homelike Drop, Vasto Lord, Martin Ramos, Marl Barsha, Hansel Ortega, Karam Faraj, Efrain Hernandez, Luca Gaming WTF, William Locke, Jordan Mersha, Kamal Luke, Individual, Spencer Candila, Ian Sikibuyol, Putate, Thanakorn Lee Sawat, Lamar, KACP9R, Tony, Jack, Winston Harvey, Mike Roch. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.